and she goes, "Are you sure you're supposed to be in this class?" Oh my god. Today, as you can probably tell by the title of the video, I will be doing a how to get better grades, how to do better in school, and just general tips on how to focus and study better. So let's get started. I took notes. I did my research on this. Number 1, I'm going to start off with good grades does not mean that you have to be smart. I feel like people generalize like, oh, she gets good grades, she must be smart. I'm just not smart enough.
Shut the hell up! Shut up! Shut up!
That's never how it works. There are people that never study in high school. They understand the concept and they get straight A's with minimum work.
I'm trying to avoid any sort of contact with my eyes with this thing, but it's so bright and yellow. I can't look.
And then there are some students who have to work a lot harder.
It is so unfair.
Take notes and go through the entire process. There are some students that make the worst decisions. They fall into the wrong crowd, as they say. Your friend group does determine your work ethic in a way, because if you surround yourself with bad students with poor study habits or who like to lack off rather than do their work, it's a very high chance that you are going to go under that influence, because those are the people you generally hang out with. So the result is ultimately going to be you being a slacker.
You could be the brightest student just by putting yourself around these amazingly bright students.
So do that. Do yourself a favor. Find some good students. Find some good friends with like a good mindset for their future. Number 2 is going to be your goals. So usually when you have a goal, it's like you're motivating yourself to do better. So think like, oh, okay, so if I get good grades and I graduate, I have a really good chance of getting into a very good college. Then I can get a good job, support my family, support myself in the future, become independent, you know, stuff like that. So just have a goal. Number 3 is organization. It's actually so crucial for you to be organized. If you were to wake up to a clean and clutter-free bedroom, once you wake up, then you're just gonna be like, okay, I can start with my day. Your productivity level is gonna skyrocket.
And liftoff. We have liftoff.
Your brain is able to think freely and you'll just feel better. And it's not just your bedroom, it's like how you organize your school supplies as well. If you have a cluttered, messy backpack and you're not able to find anything, you're not gonna be able to get your work done. Organization is gonna be a huge key to having better study habits and creating a better environment for yourself to be able to study and reach that full potential and get way better grades. Trust me, this works. Just regularly clean out your room every single night if possible, or every single week, so that it doesn't become such a big mess for you to worry about, and you can stay organized and you can keep your life going. Here. 1, 2, 3. Tip number 4 is going to be focus. The first one I found was an ancient Hindu practice, and that is called the, I'm so scared I'm gonna pronounce this wrong and everyone's gonna come at me. Okay. Trataka. I think if I'm not, I'm so sorry. Somewhere in the screen there's like how to spell it. Trataka. That's how I'm gonna say it. But it's basically when you light a candle. So fire, I think it can be any object that you want, but typically a fire is recommended. So just light a candle and stare at it, like stare at it intensely, and let your thoughts roam free, completely free. And then afterwards, close your eyes and imagine the fire once again, and keep that process going. And do that like however many times you need to, and then just like walk away from the fire and start doing the work immediately. If that doesn't work, then just use this simple method. Have like a little piece of sticky note, or like a little have like a little sticky note right beside you. Have like a little sticky piece of paper right next to you.
What I meant was have some type of paper next to you.
And while you're studying, if you get distracting thoughts like food, clothes, what are you gonna wear tomorrow, if you have to text someone saying something, whatever it may be, just write it down on that piece of paper while you're studying. So when you do that, you're like, oh, okay, I have this thought written down, I can get to it later on, and that's gonna help you focus and continue studying. Tip number 5 is list everything that you can. Really go and invest in one of these like weekly agendas. So for this, I can like write down whatever I need to for the month, or like I can, where's a good, here, this, I don't know if you can see, but this is just an agenda. Every Sunday I like to just sit down and see whatever my teachers have posted for the week. This way I also don't forget any assignments, just getting good grades in that class, because I'm not missing anything, so I'm not gonna have an issue. Number 6 is going to be your study style. So this is actually crucial to be able to study and be a better student. Knowing this will help you throughout your entire life. And this can obviously change as you grow older, but just keeping in mind and knowing this is going to help you incredibly to be able to study like a proper, not proper. Oh my god. So the study style, the type of learners there are is audio, visual, and kinesthetic. Kinesthetic. Yes, kinesthetic. So basically what an audio learner is you hear things and you're better off by listening and talking. So I'd say for audio learners, just read out loud. Repeat your notes with your eyes closed. With permission. With permission. Please remember to have permission. But with permission, record the lectures on your phone. Then there are visual learners. Visual learners, you tend to like pictures. For example, I'm a visual learner. I love to see pictures, colors. When you are given like an assignment, if you have to read a textbook, try to flip the pages and look at the titles and the pictures before you actually read the text. When you take notes, take them with color. Highlight information, highlight like the subtitles and the titles. And the main thing that I love to use as a visual learner is flashcards. Flashcards have saved me with vocabulary words so many times. I've made my own flashcards. There are flashcard apps. Quizlet is an amazing thing to use for flashcards, so do that. Then we have the kinesthetic learners. You really have to find like a creative way to grasp the information of what you're learning. But yeah, do experiments, whatever helps you grasp that information better. Movement is a great way for you to grasp information. You're moving around, you're getting information in your head. Just make sure that you are able to teach someone else, because if you are able to explain it easily to someone else, you've really understood that information and you're really good with that lesson. If you're still struggling to teach it to someone else, that means that you need to work more on that topic. Number 7 is going to be your study routine. So according to PSB Academy, I did my research, y'all. The brain is most effective from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and then again from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. But it is least effective from 4 a.m. to 7 a.m. So to all the kids who are cramming last minute, doing late night studies and pulling all-nighters, and you're trying to study and not just like get assignments done, then just get some sleep at this point, because it's really not worth it. Your brain is getting nothing from your cramming. If you are studying in the morning is an amazing time to learn new theories. The morning is an amazing time to get new information into your brain. The afternoon is a good time to review what you already know or understand in depth what you've learned. If you are the type of person who likes to study at night, which is me as well, you get the most energy at night. Some studies show that sleeping after studying will help you recall information. What the heck? Tip number 8, I think, is do your assignments. If you do your assignments and you do your homework, then you are most likely prepared to take the test and you are going to do better if you do your assignments. So if you don't understand, I typically say ask the teacher, but if you are like scared to ask in front of the class, first thing to remember is somebody is probably questioning the same thing in that class. Regardless, if you are shy or you just don't want to feel embarrassed, ask the teacher privately. Just wait for the class to be over, go up to the teacher, politely ask if you can set up some type of like time to review this lesson because you're having a really hard time. Email them if you don't want to talk to them in person about it either. I'm gonna give you guys a story time. What happened with me is when I was in 6th grade, I took 8th grade math and I finished that. Then in 7th grade, I took Algebra 1. And after I finished Algebra 1, in 8th grade, I was taking geometry. But what happened is from that state that I was taking geometry in, we moved to like the east area, the East Coast. It wasn't common for kids to be taking geometry in 8th grade because geometry is typically a course that you take in 10th grade. So I completely understood that. However, they did have one student that took geometry in 8th grade and they just put me in that class. It was a class with 2 students, just 2 of us and a teacher. It actually would have been an amazing environment for us to learn because it was just 2 students and a teacher if the teacher wanted it to be. However, the teacher didn't teach, okay? What she did was she would just find videos on that lesson and she would just like tell us to look at that lesson and to figure it out on our own. That's I'm the type of learner, because there are some people who just understand geometry. I struggled with geometry. I was really good with algebra. I'm still good with algebra, but geometry I struggle with. I'm just saying, that teacher, she was a nightmare, an absolute nightmare. She wouldn't teach. That was a problem for her. She wouldn't teach. And it was geometry, and not all students are gonna grasp the information. The person that I was taking the class with, he understood it and he was like really good with it apparently, and he was scoring really well. So she was favoritizing. Okay, I don't know if that's a word. Favoritism, I'm pretty sure it's a word. Regardless, I hope you guys know what I mean. He was her favorite student, and she would just like pay attention to him and, you know, have that negativity and rude type of behavior with me. And one day I was like, okay, I need help. Like, I don't understand this. Like, I don't understand it at all. So I go up to her and I ask her, I'm like, I don't understand this. Can you please help me? And she goes, ask him. I'm not gonna say the person's name because I'm pretty sure he's still a minor, but yeah, she goes, ask him. And I'm like, okay. Then I walk up to him and I'm like, could you please help me? And then she goes, oh yeah, this is gonna help him be a better student because he's able to, like, you know, explain it to you.
What the hell did you just say?
But you're the teacher, that's kind of your job. I didn't question it at the time. I was like, okay, can you help me? And he tried to help me. I still didn't get it. And I look at her and I'm like, I still don't get it. Then she looks me in the eye and she goes, are you sure you're supposed to be in this class? Oh my god. Yo. After that, I'd had it. I was like, no. So I told my parents what happened. They talked to the principal and we decided that the best option for me was to get out of that class because she wasn't gonna change. They weren't gonna fire her either because that school, they weren't gonna fire her either. So yeah, I left the class. I went back to Algebra 1 and I did really good because I had already taken the class. So I had like a 9900% throughout the entire class. So then I figured out that later on, she told that other student that I got out of that class because I was struggling, when I wouldn't be struggling if she would have been teaching. So yeah, I completely understand that there are difficult teachers. Like I just gave an example. So the best option for this is to either like change classes if there's an alternative teacher. If their class is full, then just ask them. I'm sure if you just ask nicely, then they're gonna teach you because they're a teacher. Most teachers want to teach. So if it's a good teacher and you feel comfortable with that teacher, go ask the other teacher for help. I'm sure they'll help you. Or you could Google like how to do it. There's so many YouTube videos on almost everything, like everything. And you could ask someone older than you, cousin who's taken that class, brother, sister, sibling, mother, father, whoever it may be. My last tip, I'd say, is have a friend in every single class. I'm so thankful for all the friends that I've had in my classes. It comes in handy, guys. If you miss some notes, if you miss an assignment, if you don't understand something, if you need like a study buddy to study and review with, they're your person. I'm being so serious. I've had this one friend, she has helped me so much, but make sure that you return the favor. Like, don't just receive help or don't just give help. Make sure it's like both ways. It's just a good factor to have there. So that is my video, and that is my tips, tricks, story time, whatever you want to call it. And with all of that information, I hope you use it for your own good, and I hope you liked this video. If you did, please just drop a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more content. And that is all. Bye!